So you want to go to Disney World and you only got a couple of days. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Hey folks, welcome to 54 Nights RV. I'm Chris.
I'm Terry.
We still introduce ourselves, and before we get into the meat of this Disney topic, I've just got to say I believe our first video was back in September, and I've been watching it just slowly crawl and just slowly grow. Be honest with you, I did not expect it to do a whole lot. It was more for family, showing, you know, we've got a little girl in China. She didn't get to see us, so thought maybe she could, you know, see some of our videos through that method. But you know, we're still a microscopic channel in the world of YouTube, but it's amazing how many views we've had, how many subscribers we have, how many comments I've gotten from people, and it's appreciated.
Some people like us?
I don't know if they like us. They comment a lot. I think so.
Okay.
But anyway,
we like you too.
Thank you. Really, thank you. This series of videos that we're going to be doing is about Disney, Walt Disney World in particular. Some people would consider us Walt Disney World veterans. We have been 10 times so far. This will be our 11th trip coming up in August, which is why we're talking about it, because we're in the middle of planning for the trip as we speak.
Only 10 times?
Yeah, well, but we spend 10 or more days at Disney World when we go.
Yeah.
And there's a reason behind that, which we'll get into in this series. It's going to be really kind of geared towards the RV, the camping crowd, but there is still going to be a lot of information for folks that don't camp, that go stay at hotels.
Tips and tricks videos.
Yeah, we've learned a few things. We're not experts by any means, and a lot of times we fly by the seat of our pants, but we have learned quite a few things. But with that said, let's talk a little bit about Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World is not a theme park. Surprised? It's not. Walt Disney World is a resort. It has theme parks in the resort, but Walt Disney World is the resort. It's huge.
Our dogs have been to Disney World several times. That
Yes.
sounds weird, because if you think of it like a theme park, then, well, you can't take your dogs into theme parks, but it's not a theme park.
Yeah, it is 40 square miles is Walt Disney World Resort.
That's big.
Large enough to fit the city of San Francisco in.
Woo. There's probably as many people in there as in San Francisco.
Sometimes you have to wonder. There are over 140 restaurants, places to eat on Walt Disney properties.
You will not go hungry unless you just don't bring money.
Yeah.
You need a lot of money.
There's 4 theme parks. You got Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and
It's not MGM, I know.
Disney's Hollywood Studios.
We first knew it as MGM. They keep changing the name on us.
Yeah.
Just like Disney Springs. But that's part of the resort that we'll get into.
There are 2 water parks, Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon, and chances are they are water parks like you have never seen before.
They're themed. They're really fun.
Yeah. There are 36 hotels, which is like almost 22,000 rooms.
They range in price too.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they group them according moderate and.
Yeah, 28 of those 36 are the Disney properties, and then they have the other 8 hotels that are not owned by Disney, but they are on the Disney World Resort. And like she was saying, they group them. The Disney properties, you have the value resorts, the moderate resorts, and the deluxe resorts, and that basically kind of groups the price ranges.
Yeah, it means expensive, more expensive, or really, really expensive. That's what it means.
But I thought the first ones were called value.
Well, but they're still expensive.
3.5 golf courses. That's 3 18-hole golf courses and a 9-hole golf course. There's a shopping.
There's also mini golf.
No, two mini golf, or yeah, putt-putt. 2 putt-putt courses.
Yeah.
Or actually, there's 4 courses in 2 areas.
Those are also themed.
Yes. One of them is over by Blizzard Beach, and it has a Christmas snowy type theme, and the other one is Fantasia, I think, themed.
See the snowy theme is so that when you're there in August, you forget that you're really, really, really sweaty and hot.
Yeah, see, they're not very good at that because I didn't forget.
They try.
They have a shopping district. It's called Disney Springs. She mentioned it earlier.
It has a movie theater.
Yeah, bowling alley.
Cirque du Soleil. Oh wait, they got rid of that, didn't they?
I think they're revamping the show.
Oh, okay.
House of Blues. They've got bars. They've got restaurants. Stores. You know, the biggest Disney store in the world is there.
It's not all Disney themed. I mean, you can go shopping. You can get purses and. I mean, you motorcycle stuff. There wasn't there like a motorcycle.
Yeah, there was a Harley shop.
Okay, is that what it was?
Or,
yeah.
You know, just their T-shirt shop basically.
And it's right along a lake, and so and there's I think there's a Lego store, and there's like Lego.
Yeah, they made big old sea serpent out of Legos, and
yeah.
But.
And there's like a balloon that your kids can, or you can go up into.
It's a good place to spend the evening. It really is. And all this adds up to over 30,000 parking spaces. Are you starting to understand just how big Disney World is yet?
Big.
Fort Wilderness campgrounds, and if you're an RVer and have been RVing for any time at all, you have heard of Fort Wilderness. It's, a lot of people consider it the benchmark for what a campground should be.
I think they coined the phrase comfort stations,
Yeah.
which is their bathroom, shower areas.
Yeah. There are 800 campsites at Fort Wilderness. So it is, if memory serves, and I'll put it across the bottom of the screen here if I'm wrong, I believe it is 1 mile from the entrance of the campgrounds to the marina at the back of the campgrounds.
Wow.
So the place, I mean, the place is big. And I guess the reason we want to emphasize the size of Disney World is to help you understand that it's a lot more than just a weekend visit.
You can do Disneyland in a weekend. You can.
Yeah.
It'll be a little bit rushed, but you can. But not Disney World.
No. You know, people save up a long time for this vacation, and we don't want you to be disappointed when you go.
And we have had friends who were disappointed because they went, our next door neighbor I mean, he went for 2 or 3 days several years ago, and he did not like it. He said it was hot, rushed. He had to stay in line forever, and that's true. Because you're going to be rushed.
Yeah, but the point of a vacation, when it gets down to it, the point of taking a vacation is to relax. And if you go to Walt Disney World for a weekend, having never been before, you know, there are people like us, we could go and enjoy the heck out of it for a weekend because we've been there, we know what
we want to do and what we don't want to do.
But having never been there before, if you go there on a weekend, you are going to need a vacation after you get back because you're just going to be plumb wore out, and it is likely you're not going to like Disney World.
Your kids might not even like Disney World.
It's huge. It really is. There's a lot to do, and a lot of stuff that doesn't even involve the theme parks. You know, mention the golf course, the 3.5 golf courses they've got. They've got water sports out there. You can rent jet skis and pontoon boats, canoes, bicycles. They've got Segway tours that they do. Just
all kinds of tours, actually.
Yeah, horseback riding. There's just
even at your hotel, if you go to the right hotels, there's hotels with animals, with giraffes and zebras, and I mean you could spend a half day walking around your hotel and just enjoying the animals. It's yeah.
So that's basically the point we wanted to get across, is just how big it is. So when you're planning a Disney vacation, you need to keep that in mind. You know, Terry and I have a difference of opinion on the minimum amount of days you should stay there. My thought is bare minimum is 5 days.
I think you can do 3 if you really put blinders on and you know just what you're going to do. And the only reason I say that, I'm not recommending that, but the reason I say that is because there are people that just can't afford to do more than 3 days, and you want to take your child to see Mickey Mouse. And I do want you to have fun, which it might be kind of hard to have fun, that's his point. But if you really say, okay, I'm going to go to 1 or 2 parks, and this is what I'm going to do, I don't think you should not do it, as long as you're ready. That's my thoughts.
And she's wrong. So
here I am saying I understand your point, but you say I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Actually, I was kidding about understanding his point anyway. I just thought that would be a nice thing to say.
She doesn't like being wrong.
No murders on camera, no murders on camera. Oh, I was talking to myself, I'm sorry.
So, our upcoming Disney videos, you know, like I said, we're going to be doing a series of these, and we will talk at length, like we always do, about the length of stay. It is something to really sit down and study on. We'll talk about Fort Wilderness. We've stayed at Fort Wilderness 6 of the 10 times, I think. I'd have to look it up, but we've stayed there quite a bit. We're not quite as knowledgeable. I
would say that's about right.
You know, there's a YouTube channel, I believe it's Road Tripping or something like that. They go there every other weekend, and if there's any questions you have about Fort Wilderness, those 2 folks are the ones to ask. But we'll give you our insights on Fort Wilderness. We'll talk about the ins and outs of staying on and off property if you want to do a Disney vacation. It's expensive to stay on property, but there's some good reasons to do it. And we'll talk about theme park strategy. You know, there's there's rides and stuff that you'll want to do, and you need to approach the theme parks in the right way, because let's be honest, most of your time at the theme park is spent standing in line.
So saving time, and we'll have some saving money tips also.
Yes. So anyway, I think that's about it for this afternoon. So, you know, like the video if you liked it. If you don't like it. If this Disney series does interest you, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you'll be updated when we do upload more in this Disney series.
If you have a question about something we talked about, ask us in the comments, because, you know, there's a decent chance we can answer you.
Yeah. Or point you in the right direction anyway.
Or lie to you or something.
I would never lie to them.
Oh, okay.
More than once.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, we'll catch you down the trail.
Bye-bye.